You can't hold back moving forward because you're afraid of losing tradition. But you can't move forward without having tradition.
Hey, that's Johnny. You know who I am?
That's Paulo.
Okay. This is the Puakea paddle. It's got a softer entry, and it's going to be a paddle that gives you a longer load throughout your stroke.
This is the Maika'i. This paddle is basically 9.5 inches wide at the widest point, 115 square inches. This is probably the blade that we have with the most load on it.
This is that blade's little sister. It's 112 square inches, and it is 9.4 inches across.
If you look at these paddles, they both have a softer edge here, more volume in the middle, and more hips. This gives you a smoother catch, but more load and heavy pull through the stroke. The intention with both of these paddles was to have the blades pretty much similar in size.
Yep.
Just scaled it down a little bit there, but we want the same feeling from a larger blade to a smaller blade. And the thought in my head when I first designed it was men's blade, women's blade. But when you look at it, it's really a patience thing. When you go to bigger blades, more volume, you just have to be more patient in the water. Right. And the bigger blade can be really helpful during your base period of training because it teaches you patience and it teaches you feel. They're both designed for 6-man and 1-man, but with this paddle, with the volume that you have, what you'll see is you have a little cornered edges here. They're not so straight across on the bottom. This gives you a little bit softer right as you set the blade in, but it gives you more load right after that.
For paddlers who already have developed a really strong catch, this is a great paddle because it'll help you develop greater boat speed at a lower rate.
Yeah, I think with the Maika'i paddle, especially if you're using unlimited canoes that have quicker acceleration, this is a great blade.
You're going to feel that you have a lower stroke rate with this because you're able to hold on to the water longer throughout the stroke, and you're going to come to the back end and have a really clean release.
I also really like this paddle downwind because if you're patient when you're catching the bump with the blade and let it do its job, once you get that speed up, you have the grab or the volume you need at a higher speed to connect to things in front of you.
Right, and you're able to connect with less strokes. So every stroke you save is energy you save, right? The thing that's nice too, like Johnny said, is when we're talking about 6-man racing, if you have everybody in the boat in the same paddle, the boat's reacting, the individuals are reacting as one, right? And you get better movement. So we really encourage it in team activities that you look for a paddle that works for everybody in the crew, whether it's 6-man or 9-man. Give us a call, we'll set something up and talk to you about which of our paddles is going to be best suited for your entire boat. The more you paddle, the more you start to realize that it's almost like having a golf bag. You need a couple of different paddles, you know, depending on conditions or depending on what kind of training you're doing and what you're preparing for. So we definitely encourage you to have, you know, a couple of them depending on what you're doing. Plus, you need a backup, right? On a downwind situation, I've snapped the paddle. It does happen. You always want to have an extra one with a rubber.
You can always paddle with your hands.
Yeah, in a downwinder?
Yeah.
That'll work great.
Yeah, I've done it. It's not that fun. See you on the water.
Yeah, enjoy the lifestyle. We came to the middle of the woods to tell you the best thing you can use on the water, one of our paddles. About lifestyle, if you want more information, check on the link below.